We're going.
Holy crap. Good evening, everybody. She is Purple Trader, and I am Iamironmaniwish, and tonight we're going to be talking about birthdays, because it just happens to be her birthday today. And so, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy,
to me.
much belated to me, but happy birthday to you.
Well, it's because of his birthday. We have a brand new background.
We got some cool stuff going because I got a little Temu crazy. It's cheap Amazon, and everything you get is awesome but tiny.
Or gigantic.
Or gigantic, yes.
Yeah. So, on this mini episode of, well, isn't that interesting?
Episode.
Episode. We are going to be talking all about birthdays.
Heck yeah.
We're keeping with the theme of today. So, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
All right. So, did you know the first time anybody celebrated birthdays documented was in 3000 BCE?
That was before Christ?
BCE.
Before Christ existed?
Okay, you could say that.
What's the E stand for?
I don't know. It's something Latin, I think.
We should Google that.
Google it.
What does BCE stand for?
I think it's Latin.
You're Latin. What does BCE stand for?
Before Common Era.
Oh, blank, blank, blank. Okay. Well,
we were both wrong.
Before Christ existed. Was there a time he didn't exist? I don't know.
So anyway.
Zip, boink. All right. There we go. Alrighty. Blep. Cool.
So in 3000 BCE, they started celebrating birthdays.
Okay.
Of the pharaohs. But not of their birth. It was the birth of them becoming gods.
So their death?
No. They were just like, I'm a god now. And they were like, happy birthday.
So I guess I am now a birthed god, and today is my birthday.
First of all, today's not your birthday.
Yes, it is. We share a birthday now.
I am a goddess.
But then yeah, you are.
And therefore...
You shall celebrate me year round with monetizings and presents and love.
However, beyond that,
my Nebo.
Beyond that,
Right.
Really nothing was celebrated. I mean, they celebrated, like presidents' birthdays and, kind of like important people's birthdays every year, based on like the passage of the moon phases and things like that. But because the common man really couldn't keep track of time, they didn't really celebrate birthdays until the 1860s.
That's some shit. So like people just never got presents?
Well, yeah, and that didn't even come until later.
Oh, no cards, no balloons, no confettis. Side note, my dad for birthdays would get a shit ton of balloons, and then he'd like chop the ends off and we represent the lollipop guild, and then we would just be so stupid together. Anyways, back to you.
Well, I'm glad you said together.
Together.
So, anyway, the 1860s coincides with...
Repressed memories.
No.
Okay, well.
Industrialization.
Oh, yes.
So industrialization is like when we started coming into, like, kind of, we started inventing things.
The
like,
cotton gin. Eli Whitney.
I think that's a little bit before that.
Before Eli Whitney and the cotton gin?
No, I think the cotton gin is before industry.
That's industry. You just said industry. We're making shit. I'm just saying. The Wright brothers and their fucking kitty hawk.
It's more like the expansion of cities and factories and, yeah.
Industry.
Yeah.
Right.
Industrialization.
Got it.
So, most importantly was the invention of a clock. And because people were more, also around this time, people started using electricity, and so they could use clocks, and the trains were, they needed to use clocks for the trains, right?
Okay.
So all of this stuff is coming all at one time.
Damn.
Right?
Okay.
Everything just kind of was speeding up.
Can I have a tiny little sandwich?
Yeah.
Didn't they use sundials back in the day?
Yeah, but that's not very accurate because you can tell what time it is where you are.
Yes.
But how do you know if your train is leaving at 5 o'clock here, what time is it going to get there?
I don't know. But if you have two trains going from Dallas to Michigan, and one train is traveling at 65 miles an hour and the other train is traveling at 22 miles an hour, what point will they meet?
Well, you don't know because you don't have a clock.
I got a sundial.
So that was the whole point. Now everybody's on the same times, on the same time, right? At this time, time zones are just now invented. So everybody now is like, hey, time is a ticking. It's, seconds turn into minutes, minutes turn into hours, hours turn into days, months, years. And now, I'm another year older. Well, god damn it, Bobby.
Yeah, you are, oldie locks.
I know. Right?
It's okay, because I'll always be older than you.
And now the common man can actually calculate how old they are and how old their children are. Okay? So, now that they can calculate how old they are and how old their children are, and with the combination of industrialism and the lower infant mortality rate, right? Kids they don't have to have as many kids. Go ahead.
Octomom has a bunch of kids.
Yeah, but she's like, back in 1830, everybody was Octomom.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Look at Nanny.
Yeah. But, so the thing is they stopped having asthma. It doesn't mean that they didn't have a lot of kids, but it went from a woman would have 20 kids and 18 of them would die.
Damn.
Right? That's exaggerated numbers.
Well, that's like rabbits, though. You have a bunch because you might lose a bunch.
Yeah. So they would have a whole bunch of kids, and a whole bunch would die, but they needed all these kids to be working in the fields, But now they don't need as many kids because they're living, or they don't need to have as many kids because they're living. But also, these kids don't have to work laborious jobs. They don't have to work out on a farm. They don't have to, even though this is industrialism, they don't have to work in a factory. More people are becoming, doctors and lawyers and, service industry type jobs,
Right.
So the value the value of a child economically is going down. But the value of a child emotionally is going up. So now you get to the point where, so in the family, in the family,
No, because it's the side thing, so you were like invisible. Oh. We are a part of the podcast.
Ow.
No, I'm just kidding. No, we won't do that. But
so emotionally, these kids are becoming more valuable and as family members rather than workers.
Okay.
And so they're like, oh, we have you for a whole nother year. Happy birthday.
You know what?
Huh.
I would celebrate 2 birthdays every 6 months. But it wouldn't be no special family birthdays. It'd be sweatshop birthdays. Because I'd have them kids working like fucking little Mongolians. I'd have them working so hard. It'd be something else. But I wouldn't really. But I do believe in hard work. Make your kids work hard. Make them work. Lazy, no good turds. But
well, it makes you kind of think, though. You know, the Happy Birthday song.
Right.
The Happy Birthday song is like 110 years old, and that's it.
How old is the you live in a zoo, you smell like a monkey, you look like a monkey, and you smell like one too?
Probably 105 years old.
That's awesome. That's great. 105 years old. So that would have been, Jesus, what, 19? Not even 19. It'd be, yeah, 19. 19, what, 18? 1918? The 1900s is when the birthday song came out? Damn. And then they had the Dust Bowl and the Great Depression.
So
no birthday for you, Charlie.
So what happened?
What happened, Wood?
Because now we're starting to count people's ages, right?
Right.
You know, he's 5 years old. Well, a 5-year-old can't be in the same classroom as a 16-year-old, right?
That would be dumb.
But, you know, before it was like kids, classroom.
Seriously?
Right? Well, they didn't I mean, that's how it was, yeah.
Dude.
It was like kids, if they went to school at all, right? Because they were economically valuable. They didn't want them in school. They wanted them on the farm.
Okay.
And now they want more kids in school, you know, because there's more service, you know, more like, you know, doctors, lawyers, you know, everything else.
You benefit society when you educate the children.
Yeah, but a 5-year-old can't be in the same classroom as a 16-year-old.
Put him to work.
I mean, because you don't, how many times you gotta tell somebody the ABCs? Right?
So very many times.
But, I mean, so now they start doing grades, you know, kindergarten, first grade, second grade. They're actually separating by age groups now.
Developmentally. That's really
that
cool.
only started like in the 1880s.
Jesus. Dude, we could have been doing a lot better.
I mean, it's pretty amazing the things that have happened. Things that happened because of industrialization, you know, and I mean, it's just, you know, baffling. The things that we didn't have before, you know, 150 years ago.
Like cotton gins.
Anyway.
And birthdays, okay, and birthday songs, and monkeys and zoos.
And so, but the other thing is that now, speaking of doctors are also treating people based on their age groups.
Well, that's a benefit too.
Yeah, because, you know, do you want a 5-year-old going to see the same doctor, or the doctor treating a 5-year-old the same way he would an 80-year-old?
Ooh.
Not that an 80-year-old.
Well, you know, they're pretty close. I think, to be fair, some treatments would be similar because old people are close to babies, but then again, like us versus like a 15-year-old, and then us versus like a 6-year-old, like very different. I understand.
Yeah.
I was just playing devil's advocate
No,
for a
I know.
second.
I mean, you like there are a lot of similarities, but a 5-year-old wouldn't have heart disease.
You don't know that.
Maybe in the 1880s.
Yeah, they probably. I grew up in a coal mine, baby. I got all the diseases.
Right. So, I mean, there are a lot of benefits to counting your age, right?
Right.
However, there are a lot of, cons to counting your age, too.
Right.
So, I mean, one of the disadvantages of counting your age.
Ooh. You know that you're closer to death.
Well, that is a huge disadvantage, right?
Right.
Coming up every year to your birthday, every year, I mean, there's anxiety, not only to, oh my God, I'm getting older, but I know this year I had a bunch of anxiety about like, oh my God, I have to, all this mental load that I had just trying to placate people and, to go to the parties that they're throwing me or,
right.
Dinners and meh.
It's
right?
like all about you, but at the same time, it's also about other people. Cause like
and being nice to them.
True, but your parents. So to your parents, your birthday is also a celebration for them as well because they're celebrating you.
Exactly.
And, like coming into the world.
Well, and my husband and my children, and my friends, and my work. I also had to work.
It's chaotic as shit, to be honest with you. Like, when you put it that way, I mean, like, I understand birthdays are chaos. Birthdays are nuts. Holidays in general are fucking nutty, but, like, birthdays especially, because it's like your special day, maybe all you want to do is just fuck off and not be around anybody, but you can't do that. You have to please the masses.
Yep. Well, the other thing that's a disadvantage is, trying to compare yourself to someone who is the same age as you. And I think anybody who has children can attest to, like, why isn't my child crawling yet?
Right.
When she started crawling when she was 2 months old, and my child is 9 months and is not crawling yet. And, it's this comparative, you're comparing your life with somebody else's life.
Yeah.
When in reality, we're not taking the average. When we're counting the days, the minutes, the hours, we're not taking the average of, at least I'm not acting like a 5-year-old.
Right.
Or,
Yeah.
I'm not, I'm doing pretty good for my age.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
Even so, you shouldn't even say for my age. I'm doing pretty good. I'm alive. I'm breathing. Like, I don't have a lot of health problems. I'm good to go. Until that's not the case anymore, life happens.
Let's ride this bitch until we crash, motherfucker. Let's go.
And I think that would reduce a lot of stress on people's part. And, it's kind of a catch-22. Where you're stressing about your age, and so therefore it ages you more, right?
So are you saying we should do away with birthdays?
Maybe celebrate the day, but not the year.
So you want to take a step back? Like you think we went a little too much with the time and the timekeeping? Like maybe take half a step back and chill out on the birthdayness?
Well,
Wait, birthdayness? It sounded like I said birthed anus. I'm sorry.
And then...
I'm sorry.
So, the other thing is...
You know, this is what you get for having me on your show, by the way.
I know.
You know, you asked for it. And you wanted interaction. So you're getting it.
I am getting interaction.
I'd say good, though. I'd say it's good. I'd say it's good. Okay, it's good.
So, anyway... Another thing, though, is... So, maybe you have your birthday and just the day and not the year, right?
Right.
Well... So, but isn't that still cheapened every year by, you know, your birthday being quote-unquote hallmarked?
Right. I liked Hallmark. I still like Hallmark. I just never go. Are they still open? I don't know.
I mean, obviously they sell cards, but
Well, yeah,
I
but
don't know
like,
if they have stores anymore.
I used to love the Hallmark store. They had things called creative cards, which were like terminals attached to the like one of the side walls, and you could actually customize your entire card, and it would make it in front of you on like a 3D printer looking thing, but it would make a card for you. Create a card. And then on the back it would say, made special for you by me. I'm done. Hallmark's cool.
Yeah, that's how they got you.
You sucker, yeah. $7 for a fucking creative card.
Well, now they're $7 anyway.
Probably $40 for a creative card.
Yeah, 90s money is like $40.
That's true. Get a 3D printer for cheaper and make your own goddamn card.
But I mean, every year your holidays, but birthdays are cheapened too, right?
Right.
Like, you know, you're getting an email from Jimmy John's saying you have 10% off a sandwich.
Consumerism. Give us your money. Happy birthday.
Yeah, well, like, I mean, today I got a free Starbucks.
Well, fuck yeah, free. Free's good. Free's
But I went and
sweet.
got him one too.
Fuck yeah. And I got an extra one. 'Cause
So
I love Starbucks. It's her fault. I never liked Starbucks.
So go spend
before
money
this
on
one.
your birthday on other people.
She spends money on me every day. Don't act like that's a surprise.
Right. No, I mean, really, it cheapens your birthday because, you know, people who don't even know you, you know, you're supposed to sign up for all of these, you know, loyalty programs now and put your birthday in so you can get a free whatever on your birthday. And it's like, okay, well, is it even special at all anymore? And then they came up with gift cards, and gift cards came along, and people could just go to the gas station and pick up a $20 freaking gift card to Conoco and be like, happy birthday, I was really thinking about you. No, I'm just kidding. He's never gotten me a gas station gift card.
Not from a gas station. Starbucks, yes. Amazon,
I will take
yes.
a Starbucks gift card any day of the week.
And you know what? You know what? She's dissing the gift card idea. Here, check this out. I got us gift cards to AMC theaters so we could go see movies together. And then I got us gift cards to like Chili's so we could go get some grub.
That is an idea, right?
Yeah.
However, the advent, you know, people use gift. I've done it. Going to a kid's birthday party that I don't know. Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know this 6-year-old at all.
What you want to do? See,
$20 to Toys R Us so that their parents have to spend $50, like,
true.
instead of me.
That's true. I love gift cards. Until this very birthday that I celebrated, the most recent one, I loved Best Buy gift cards because I liked having just like a decent amount of money to just be a kid in a candy store, but instead of candy, it was electronics. So like I'm all for the gift card idea. I think that like a well thought out gift is an amazing thing from the heart, but like I've gone through too many Christmases as an only child where I can't swap presents with my sibling, so you're stuck with what you got.
So speaking of which,
Siblings?
no.
Oh.
So when birthdays first started getting rolling,
Right.
there were two camps. The people who were celebrating birthdays. And when they first started, they were celebrating children's birthdays, not like adults' birthdays.
Okay.
I mean, and that makes sense because you're like, well, I don't know what my birthday is, but your birthday is
I know
last
when you
year.
were born.
Right?
It has been 14 summers too many.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to count because I'm in the school that teaches 5-year-olds, 16-year-old stuff, and 16-year-old,
Right.
5-year-old stuff.
Well, so there were two different camps. The people who were celebrating birthdays, children's birthdays,
Yes.
and the ones who were like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Like, they were saying that people who were celebrating birthdays were going against God because they weren't paying attention to God, that their kids were turning into spoiled brats, that, yeah.
Me? Oh.
That they were being materialistic. And yeah, and so I mean, they're like, it's exactly what these people were saying is that, no, I mean, really, it's not like you're a brat or anything, but it's that people were saying, you know, well, we shouldn't be celebrating, I mean, you have a kid basically every year, like, why are we celebrating this?
Yeah.
You know, like, you shouldn't be giving people gifts or children gifts just for doing nothing. They had no part in this.
Right.
You know, like, they didn't choose to be born. So why do they get a gift for that?
I think the parents should get the birthday gifts. Hey, we're doing all the work, asshole. You're another year older. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Brent. I get your cake too. Oh!
Well, and it has nothing but gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. Like, throughout the years, it's just been, you know, over since the 1860s and beyond, right? It has gone from, oh, here's a little birthday cake, to not even, I mean, to now, here we are, you know, spending hundreds of dollars on children's birthday parties and multiple presents every single year.
That's true. Oh my God, that's so true.
And, you know, I almost feel like I say this every time, but because of, you know, social media and internet, the pressure of parents, the pressure to make these birthdays bigger and better has gotten to the point where, like, you have to do it or you're a bad parent.
That's fucked up.
Like,
but I agree.
I mean, TikTok, you know, Facebook, you know, Instagram, all of these things will show you have to have the perfect cake and you have to know how to bake it, and you have to, you know, my kid went to, you know, Disneyland for his birthday and invited all of his friends and their friends.
Fuck.
And, you know, like, and you're just like, My son went to the park.
We rubbed 2 sticks together to make fire.
Yeah. And we gave him all a Hershey's Kiss.
Then we hid under a tree in a rainstorm. Whee!
We bought a cake from the grocery store that was already pre-made.
We got our cake from Montgomery Ward's.
Burlington. I mean, you have all this pressure to do these things because if you don't, because the brighter side is the only side that's shown on, on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're under all this pressure to do these things because when your kids go back to school and they say, well, I didn't get that, they might get bullied, they might get made fun of, or, who knows, right?
Because they're not working hard enough, people. Because they're not on the fields anymore. Because they're learned with their emotional brains. Stupid bullies. Fuck bullies. I'm sorry.
Well, I don't know how to wrap this up because we haven't figured that part out yet.
This is the perps. I got the slurps. Everybody knows. I'm just kidding. I can help end the way I end it. But hold on. We got to think of podcast.
No. So here's the thing. What did you think was interesting? How about this? Every time we do it, what did you think was interesting?
I thought was interesting that my whole life BCE was before Christ existed. And in fact, it was
That's what you took out of this? That's what you took out from this whole
the whole
freaking podcast?
Well, the whole Jesus thing, with like you're
about birthdays.
You are godless. You godless heathen for celebrating birthdays. How dare you? I didn't know there was a side to that. Furthermore, I think that the despair. I didn't know everybody learned in the same classroom. That was like some newfound knowledge, and it would have sucked back in the day to be a part of that. To have to be a 7th grader in preschool, essentially fucking preschool,
Well, the thing is they didn't even, a lot of kids didn't even make it past 7th grade. They didn't even have laws yet that said you had to go to school until, what's the age now, 16? You have to go to school until you're 16, I think.
I don't know. I didn't know that was a law. Fuck.
Yeah. You have to go to school from the time you're in 1st grade all the way till you're 16.
You have to.
You have to. But before, you didn't.
As long as you had a job.
No.
No?
No, your parents could just be like...
You just... get to work, motherfucker. It's all about work. Yeah. Make them work.
Well, and even when those laws first started coming into effect, they weren't really enforced. Because, what are they going to do? These people who are poor and struggling to survive, and they say, no, you can't have this strong young kid help you on the farm to make money. Go fuck off.
That's jacked. I also
to invest in his future. Fuck you. Invest in mine now, motherfucker.
That's what too many people said, and that's why we are where we are now. But I didn't know that it was so early. Not so early, but so recent. Not recent, but in history, I had no idea that the invention of the birthday was in fact so recent. Mm-hmm. That's really something.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that interesting?
Well, isn't that interesting?
I am Iamironmaniwish. This is Purple Trader.
Like, follow, subscribe.
Pod.
We are on, or I.
Cast. YouTube.
Would you?
Twitch.
I'm on Twitch as Purple Trader 3169. I'm on YouTube as well. Isn't that interesting? Spotify and Apple Music.
Apple Music?
Mm-hmm.
That's like 4 more things than I'm doing. But you know what?
I mean, you know, isn't that interesting?
Isn't that interesting? Good night.
Bye.